What's up, guys, and welcome to the Garrosh Fire Mage guide. In this guide, I'm going to be covering talents, glyphs, and tips and tricks in order to maximize your DPS as a fire mage on the Garrosh encounter, okay? So let's get right into the talent section of this. First off, we want Temporal Shield. Temporal Shield is just overall better on this fight. When things like Desecrate are coming out, when Iron Star's going off during transition phases, there's just so many times where having that heal back is just such a good thing, especially because you may be spread out, your healers might be dealing with something else, or maybe a lot of mechanics going on, so having that self-heal rolling on you as well as that damage reduction is very, very nice for this fight. I always recommend Temporal Shield on this fight. As far as your next row of talents that really matter, Greater Invis for heroic mode is pretty much essential, and the reason I say that is during transition phases, if you for some odd reason do not get a buff, being able to GI that to save those cooldowns for people who need them is really, really key. So if someone else doesn't get a buff and your raid can use their their life-saving cooldowns on them, because you can just Greater Invis for a while and then just Ice Block when that's done. It's really, really nice for a mage to be able to do that. It saves your raid a lot of cooldowns, and it saves it's kind of that oh crap button on this fight, especially during those transition fights or transition phases during Annihilate. Okay, so keep that in mind. As far as bombs, again, we want Living Bomb. Why? Because this fight is all about single target DPS. As a mage, our job is not to cleave down adds. That's why they made Elemental Shamans and Destro Warlocks is for this fight, is for those adds. Okay, we have nothing to do with them. You can scumbag a little bit, but don't ever switch targets. You should be constantly either hitting Garrosh or the Wolf Rider, depending on which one's up. But you should be keeping your Living Bomb up on them. And then, obviously, if you can spread combustion, you can spread combustion, using Inferno Blast. But that's about the only scumbagging you should be doing, especially on heroic mode. The DPS timers on these phases are extremely tight. So every little bit of single target DPS is going to help you on this fight. As far as glyphs go, combustion, again, first off, huge glyph for this fight. Rapid displacement, double blink, monstrous for this fight. Being able to travel great distances extremely fast, especially on heroic mode, is so key. During transition phases, being able to get to that back group of adds, if you're assigned to them, and interrupt and destroy and start dotting up before anyone else can even get there, is such a huge advantage. So keep that in mind, that double blink. For being able to blink out for Desecrate, blink back into the pile, for mind controls, being able to blink out of, if adds are coming out or whatever. You have so many abilities to watch out for that blink can really help you with, so definitely you want that. The third one's kind of up in the air. Some people have chosen Inferno Blast if they want a scumbag. Some people choose Cone of Cold to help with the mind control damage. Some people choose Armors just to reduce their damage. It's really on you. It doesn't really matter. Take whatever you feel will help you the best and go from there. The other one that I've even seen people take is the Glyph of Greater Invis to keep your movement speed up. So during Annihilate, just that kind of oh crap button during Annihilate, so you can always move and you don't have to immediately jump back out of your Greater Invis form. You can kind of last a few more seconds in Invis. So keep that in mind as well. That could be an option. If you need it, but again, that's a lot of planning on around you not getting something that you should be getting. So as you get more comfortable with the fight, I would probably recommend trying to get off of that crutch a little bit. So that's talents and glyphs. First off, what are we going to have happen? Phase 1, obviously, we're slamming the boss as hard as we can, putting as much DPS into the boss. The only time we're Inferno Blasting is when we need to, okay? We do not care about add damage. Again, all we care about is damage on Garrosh Hellscream, especially on heroic mode. Single target damage is disgustingly important. You have to have a ton of it. Going into transition phases, again, being able to interrupt, know your interrupt target, understand that Dragon's Breath will work, understand how to use Dragon's Breath. Even during mind control, a well-timed Dragon's Breath can save your raid if there's a lot of casts going off, okay, so keep that in mind. That spell does get used during this fight as kind of a backup plan. So you're never assigned to do it, but you can do it, so make sure that you're doing it as much as you can. Again, most of this is based on heroic mode because this fight is insane on heroic mode. So being able to be the best mage you can be is so key. Even during normal progression, there's just so much that can go wrong on this fight that if you're doing your best to help your raid out, it allows other people's mistakes to be taken care of because they know that they don't have to worry about you. So be that mage. Okay, during, the toes transition, I would recommend, you know, I've even seen some people use Glyph of Arcane Explosion for this phase, so they don't have to go into the edge, but they can still do a ton of damage. But again, Cone of Cold will do more damage, I think, during this phase. You just get that nice, meaty, disgusting damage out with that. So keep that in mind, that you may want to do that. Otherwise, guys, transition phases, again, do your assigned job, and then it's back into the main phases that just burn, 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 burn. Understand how all the mechanics work. Understand how you can blink to certain locations. If you're in a desecrate group, how you can benefit from that, etc., etc. Go ahead and watch the rest of this video, and as always, see you in the next one.